yeah. She's about to be coming in here, I guess, in a minute. She's running late, I guess. One time. You know? She's about to look at nails, yeah. You might have missed all the nails. Yeah, you might have to talk about a lot. It could have been a lot different story. Maybe viewing run out of that. Instead of me viewing you. Everybody needs prayer these days. The Lord was in the right place.
Yeah, we right down on right down the end of that, yeah. Right. Yeah, but they got that school right there on the side of it, yeah. Mhm. Hammond City Council public hearing agenda, May 14th, 2024, 5:30 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilman Divatario.
Here.
Councilman Wells. Here. Councilman Andrews.
Present.
Councilman Leon.
Present.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Public hearing none. Excuse me. Hammond City Council regular session agenda, May 14th, 2024, 5:31 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilman Andrews.
Present.
Councilman Divatario.
Here.
Councilman Leon.
Present.
Councilman Wells. Present. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Before we move into our prayer on tonight, I would like to let everybody in the audience know that the clock will be in full effect on tonight. You have 3 minutes to speak. If you decide to come back up again up under the same topic, I might ask you to sit down. Okay. All right? And I'm asking everybody to please govern yourselves accordingly. All right? Thank you. All right. For our prayer. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you on tonight. We give you the glory, we give you honor, we give you praise and thanks on tonight, dear Heavenly Father, just for who you are. Thanking you that you allow your darling Son to die upon the cross in our place. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Father, we come at a time right now, laying before you at your feet right now, just asking you for grace and mercy, health and strength to continue to move forward in the days to come. I lift up this council to you, ask that you continue to bless them, give them to crown their heads with more knowledge and on high to lead their districts. Bless their families right now. I lift up our city administration to you. Continue to touch their hearts and their minds. Continue to give them the peace that they need in order to move forward in the days to come. I ask that you continue to bless our police department, our fire department. Continue to cover them as they continue to protect and serve us in our streets. Continue to bless each person that works for this city. Continue to bless each citizen right now, each neighborhood right now. Father, if there's ever time we need you right now. So I thank you, dear Heavenly Father, that everything tonight will be done decent, order, pleasing in your sight. Therefore, you will get all glory, all honor, and all praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Now, tonight, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance done by Stella DiBatterio. She's going to come up and lead us in our pledge on tonight. I ask that all veterans and active military please render the proper salute.
You want to say it on the mic? Say it in the mic.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, of liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Good job.
And she came in her flag. Good job.
Thank you, Stella.
Yeah.
You're my mama.
Right. A good example of showing what the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. All right. Could I get an approval of our April 23rd, 2024 minutes of our meeting, please?
Make a motion to approve.
Councilman Divatario.
Aye.
Councilman Andrews.
Aye.
Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilman Leon.
Final adoption of ordinance, none. Introduction of ordinance. Introduction number 1.
Introduction of an ordinance of the city of, introduction of the ordinance, Hammond City Council amending the Unified Development Code, providing for a supplemental use article of the Unified Development Code and establishing its general provisions, specific provisions for accessories, buildings and uses, and specific provisions for accessory garages. Mayor Pete Penapinto.
This is linked in your packet, and also for the two with the binders and myself, it's behind this page. This is to make it a little more user-friendly. This is for accessory garages and non-principal buildings to make it a little easier to move the process forward. So this is introduction to be in the public hearing for next month.
Is there anyone else on this item? Any questions or concerns from anyone from the council?
Yes, I have a question. Mr. Mayor, could you explain it to me a little bit more? I see about the accessories of the garages, but explain it to me.
So as an example, if I think one of his examples was there was a house on a dead-end street. It was on a corner, railroad track behind it. Road didn't go any further. They wanted to put a outbuilding behind it, a garage or what have you. So normal regulations would have put it so far off the back property line. What they were asking to do was to get on that side road instead of the road their house was facing on, side road being the dead end. And so in this case, since there was nothing else that was going to be built there, they would let them go ahead and put the outbuilding there, and then also access to the road on that side without having to go through the full planning and zoning process. For smaller items like that, just to expedite and to be more user-friendly.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
And there's also in the link, city planner's recommendation, planning and zoning report, where there was a unanimous recommendation, and then the new language along with the ordinance.
Pleasure of the council.
Make a motion to introduce.
Second.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Councilman Divatario.
Aye.
Councilman Andrews.
Aye.
Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Public hearing will be held on May 28, 2024.
Introduction number 2.
Introduction of an ordinance of the Hammond City Council amending the Unified Development Code, clarifying minor subdivision review procedures, lot boundary adjustment procedures, related appeal procedures, withdrawing obsolete procedural diagrams, and directing the city planner through the mayor to make new procedural diagrams available to the public. Mayor Penapinto.
Similar situation to some extent, but a different category. His example on this one was if you were buying a lot from your neighbor to add to your home, if you didn't change the lot and make it one lot with your own, there wouldn't be a big issue with going and planning and zoning because there were no lot line changes. It's also, the city planner recommendation is there, and it was also unanimous by planning and zoning report, along with their report in the packet as well.
Yeah. I read through that a lot. I mean, there's a lot of red lines, throughout the UDC on this, so there's a lot to really take in. That comment that you just made, a reference into that example, is a good example of something that I see in there that would have changed and helped the process. But there's also a lot of other stuff in there that really, is going to take a minute to go through. What all did Andre you look through all that red line already, or is this something new to?
I did look at it this
Okay.
afternoon, and I did speak with the city planner about it. I actually congratulated him because I thought he did a good job with this. It really cleans up and makes clear what's major, what's minor, what's lot boundaries. I want to also say that even though we're putting this in place, if there are existing subdivision restrictions, you still have to comply with your subdivision restrictions on lot lines. You can't just change lot lines in neighborhoods. You've got to comply with your subdivision restrictions. So, but the city does get lots of applications that sometimes don't fall neatly within a category. And I thought he did a good job in helping, and I think it's going to help the public in making it clearer in the planner and the staff to work these applications through. So I'd suggest, keep open. You have a public hearing next meeting. Keep open any questions or comments. Maybe direct them to the city planner or myself if those are questions about it.
It was also mentioned by the council a while back, reviewing our master plan and going back through our codes and cleaning them up, part of what he's trying to do himself here. I spoke with Dana Brown, who was a firm who helped us years back, and hopefully I'll be coming to you with an RFP to try to get another group to come in and update our master plan and all the codes and ordinances as well for planning and zoning.
Yeah. Only thing I suggest that definitely, the city planner, he definitely need to come at the next meeting. We just can't, because what I went through, and for what I saw, Andre, it's like over 100 lines were scratched through. So this is something that, and you just said you read it today. It's something you just don't read in one day and have a good understanding of what all going on, because it's, from what the mayor said, yeah, it sounds easy, but I don't think it's that easy. I don't see it being that easy, as what you said. If the city planner took 1 day or 2 weeks or 1 month, he had time to do it, but I don't see where we had enough time. Well, I didn't. I didn't have enough time to even see what was all going on, and all the lines were drawn through all these different things that you have on here. It's a lot.
If you like, he'll sit in the office with you during working hours and go through, sit as long as you like with him and go through as many line items as you like.
Yeah, well, yeah, I done sat over there before, once before I sat over there with him. We talked about trailers, and we didn't get nowhere from that meeting, about trailers in District 3. So, and that's something that Andre had recommended, that go through the city planner, so I did do that part. So, yeah, I would love that.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else with any questions on this item? Could I get a motion?
Make a motion to introduce.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Abstain.
Introduction number 3.
Introduction of an ordinance to adopt the City of Hammond's budget for the fiscal year of 2024 through 2025 in accordance with the procedures set within Section 5-03 of the City of Hammond's Charter. Mayor Pete Penapinto.
Tonight, we begin the formal process of adopting our budget, our annual budget. Each of you have been given a proposed budget, and we will get together on June 7th, 8:30 here, and go through our work session and begin working through the budget with you all.
Anyone from the council have any questions on that item?
It will be posted on the website if it's not already.
Yes, ma'am. And after tonight, you'll be able to view the
Thank
budget
you.
as well on the website.
Thank you.
Anyone from the public? I make a motion to introduce.
Second.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Again, the public budget work session, hearing is scheduled for June 7, 2024 at 8:30. And the second public hearing will be just prior to the regular council meeting on June 25th, 2024 at 5:30.
All right. Introduction number 4.
Introduction of an ordinance to rename Elida Street Extension, formerly known as Pete Nicolosi Drive, shall be renamed Pete Nicolosi Street. All signage and records shall be updated and notified pursuant to existing policies and procedures. Councilman Divatario.
This is just some mix-up, I guess, of some kind that just going back to the original approved street name and plans originally, and came across when they had a few other little issues back there with some signage, and it kind of stumbled upon it. And the family who developed it didn't realize that it was ever changed. Don't even know why. But so, anyways, this is just to go back to the original plans and street name that it was originally named. So, and hopefully start cleaning that up over there. So. Yeah, that's it.
Councilman, you want this to be Pete Nicolosi Drive, correct?
Well, I did say that, but then the front, it seems like some things are kind of funny over there because the front has street already on there, and I did say that, and I read it some more, but then the GPS says drive, so, I mean, it's Elida in the front, Elida Street,
Okay.
and then so I think it would make more sense actually to probably keep it like originally with the street. To me, it matched the front part, so, yeah. So we'll just leave it like that now.
Anyone else on this particular item?
Sal Nicolosi, 3607 Highway 190 West, Hammond, Louisiana. I really appreciate if y'all would consider this, because my father built back there, and way back, this was strawberry farm land. And what they did is wind up developing and everything, but somewhere along the line, I don't know how, but they had Pete Nicolosi on the right-of-way, because we had to buy a right-of-way at the time. We had to buy it from Mr. Mike Crapazana and Mr. Sal Monastery. So we bought the right-of-way to give us the right to name the street, plus, go back to 190. So I appreciate that if y'all could, help me on that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to introduce.
Second.
Councilwoman Gonzalez? Aye. Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Leon? Aye. Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
And Councilman Andrews.
Aye.
Public hearing will be held on May 28, 2024.
Introduction number 5.
Introduction of an ordinance to rezone all of the property in the city limits within the following boundaries, which is currently zoned RS11-A to RS-11, Crapazano Road, west side, US Highway 190 west on north side, Interstate 55 east side, and Stein Road south side. Councilman Sam Divatario.
Attaches a map showing the zoning. It's just addressing the RS11A to RS11. There's a couple other zoning zones in that highlighted area, but they'll stay the same. That's not touching those, but it's we discussed it a while. Some of the residents made comments about this. It's pretty much mobile homes not being allowed in that area. That's the only difference between RS11 and RS11A. So it's just an introductory to go through its course through the planning and review. So.
Anyone else have, anyone have any questions on that item?
You're wanting this to go to planning and zoning, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's how we did it before.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else from the public? Council, make a motion to introduce.
Second. Did you make a motion?
Yes.
Okay, there.
Councilman Divatario.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilman Andrews.
Aye.
Councilman Leon. Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Resolution number 1.
A resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Hammond Tangible Home Mortgage Authority for the construction of a proposed downtown pavilion. City Attorney Andre Kudry.
Council, the city was approached by the Hammond Tangible Home Mortgage Authority for a cooperative agreement where the authority would contribute up to $1 million for the construction and the soft costs of a proposed downtown pavilion. And that would be located on the south half of the parking mall contiguous to the West Hanson Street crossing. And to orient you, that's sort of across from Chuck Spangler's office and Ram. That's the location where it would be. So under the proposed agreement, the city would handle all aspects of construction, and that's the bidding, awarding the bids, which would come back to you to accept the bids and award the bids, and management of the construction. And would be a process in place for basically the funds to be drawn down as the construction commences. Now, there's already plans that have been proposed for it. There's drawings that have been done for it. At this point, it would go forward with the drawings out for bid, come back to you for approval of the bid. The agreement does require commencement of construction within a year, but there's a proposed construction timeline which really is proposed to have it start in the summer with completion by the end of the year. So I know there are members of the authority here present. I know the architect, Mr. Pistoris, is here, and I'm happy to answer any questions, or certainly they would be available to answer any questions you might have.
Anyone from the council have any questions on this particular item?
Yes, I'd like Mr. Damon to come up and speak, please.
Yes, thank you for entertaining this proposal we have for the city. We've done other projects here within the city, the funds we've been able to free up within the mortgage authority. The authority is a public trust. It was set up in 1979, and then it was through a defeasance in 2010, 1990. We did a defeasance, paid off the bonds, had a new bond issue, and freed up money to do, like all the trees coming into Hammond. We redid all the parks, put lighting in all the parks, built some facilities, built the North Oaks Park with the 4 fields on it. So we've done things to help the city of Hammond citizens. We're looking at this project. It would be a pavilion for multi-use. It would be covered, but we're not losing parking space. That was something that's brought up. We'll actually pick up about 4 parking spaces because we want to take those little green fingers that are in it and close off a drive coming off of Railroad Avenue. So you'll pick up parking spaces. It's going to have cameras because you said, you know, like to have some cameras for safety. It's going to be lit. So at night, that's one of the things we did in all the parks, made sure they were lit in our first project. So this will probably be the safest parking lot in Hammond. You're going to have cameras lit, and it'll be a nice facility. Be multi-purpose. The farmer's market can be there. The cook-offs they have. Just about any event that you want to have there, you'll be able to do.
Thank you, Mr. Dameron. I'd like to say this here, Mr. Dameron and Miss Stella, they had me in a meeting for 47 minutes. And I was looking for them to talk the 47 minutes that they had me in a meeting. And also, I just looked back there and I see Miss Sandra back there. Glad to see you. So thank you a lot, and I appreciate that. And I don't know if y'all heard him or not, gonna have cameras there. And what I like about it, that now people can park there and we don't have to worry about nobody getting robbed or shot or whatever. And that's the whole idea. We want to do things to make Hammond a safer place for everybody. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other questions?
One thing.
Yes.
Give me your name and address, please.
Stanley Dameron, 511 West Robert, Hammond, Louisiana.
Anyone else from the council have any questions?
Mr. Dameron, I presume you guys have dealt with the DDD and ran this by them, and they're in favor of it?
Yes,
and-
we
and-
met with the DDD. There's a lot of electrical going into this. In fact, when we first drew the plans, we had to go back to the architects at double what you proposed in there because they're having trouble with the farmer's market sometimes because the electrical needs is just not there. So we hope to do away with that problem that they're currently having.
That'd be great. And then the historic district too, have they approved it?
Outside the historic district.
Okay.
I am going to go meet with them to explain what we're doing and see what the input is. We can still modify the plan somewhat. But it's a fairly attractive, simple building. Has kind of ornate a little bit with ironwork. So it really is kind of like an old railroad station.
I think it looks great. I just want to make sure that all of the people who are involved or the different boards are involved are also on board. Thank you for doing that, and your due diligence.
I'll be here tomorrow night with the DDD to go over this. But they've been advised. Yep.
I was just gonna, we've actually known about the project for a little bit of time, and we've been able to give some input on the layout that would work best for not only the farmers market events, but also for all the other events that kind of take place there. Keeping in mind the electrical capacity that's required to safely and, make sure that all other events that are hosted in downtown have a great time. And also, he didn't mention some of the walkability features, but a lot of the design draws off of Railroad Park. So, and all the features kind of align, making a really great statement. So I just want to, from the Downtown Development District's perspective, this is a great win for downtown, and we're so thankful for the Tangier Hammond Mortgage Authority for thinking about downtown and these funds.
Okay.
Question?
A great addition. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank you. I think it'll be great to add to the railroad park. All right. Pleasure of the council.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye. Sorry. I meant to ask this question. It doesn't change my vote, but what happens if it goes over $1 million, Andre?
So if it comes over $1 million, the city would either agree to cover extra, the home mortgage authority would agree to cover extra, or you just reject the bids.
Okay.
And then you sort of rework the bids. It's not expected. I think that was a number that they had already sort of worked out or engineered what the cost might be when they came up with that number.
Okay.
But there are options available if the bids come in over.
Thank you.
No problem. Resolution number 2.
A resolution to authorize the Hammond Regional Arts Center and its approved merchants to serve, sell, and otherwise handle alcohol during the Hot August Stroll, Wine and Cheese Stroll, held on Saturday, August 24th, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The event boundaries are East and West Robert Street, North and South Cherry Street, East and West Coleman Street, and North and South Magnolia Street. The Wine and Cheese Stroll is hosted in partnership with the Hammond Downtown Development District's events, Hot August Stroll, that include additional activities held all day on Saturday, August 24th, 2024. Melissa Griffin.
Melissa Griffin, Executive Director at the Hammond Regional Arts Center. So we're asking for the permitting to host the Wine and Cheese Stroll for Hot August Stroll again this year. That allows us to benefit from that, which brings that money back into the community through the arts and culture.
If not, pleasure of the council.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Resolution number 3.
A resolution to authorize the mayor to renew service agreement with Mission Communication for software services in the amount of $28,758.78. Mayor Pinto?
This is the one-year annual renewal for the SCADA software system for our wells, our lift stations, and also the plant. If something goes wrong, 40 seconds after it goes down, it automatically alerts the supervisors and whoever's on call, so we can get out there and get it fixed.
Anyone from the public have any questions on this particular resolution? Anyone from the council?
This is annually, Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
Pleasure of the council.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye. Resolution number 4.
Resolution to authorize the purchase of 110 Glock G47 9mm weapons and 110 Sephora Land 6399 ORDS holsters for use by commissioned Hammond police officers with trade-in of 105 similar Glock G17. Total amount $36,505. State contract 4400021914 for weapons. State contract 4400025542 for holsters. Mayor Pete Pinto.
As stated, this is 2 invoices, one for the guns. The trade-in on the guns were, as you said, were $250 apiece. And then for the accessories and the holsters, and also, well, that'll be in the next ordinance. So this is for the holsters and the guns as well.
Okay. Anyone from the public have any questions on this particular resolution? Anyone from the council?
This come from the millage, or, okay.
Mr. Mayor.
This is actually under state contract, and let me see something. I don't think this one was under the millage.
It comes under the millage.
This one does?
Yeah.
Okay, this one.
That's
yeah.
what I was told.
Thank you.
Councilman Wells, you have a question?
Mr. Mayor, what's the difference between a Glock G47 and a Glock G17?
Got me.
Yeah.
9mm, just a different brand.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny, but it's truly sad, and I'm saying this because I talked to a couple police officers. The difference between one have a laser and one don't. That's the difference. It have a red laser on it. That's the difference between the two guns. But it's truly sad that we have people up here talking about this stuff but can't explain it. And it's millage in which every dollar is taxpayers' dollars. And we need to be more aware of what's going on and truly what we're voting for and what we're not voting for. That's the difference between the two. And I actually reported a call and see if we can get a police out to explain it, but I didn't have time to do it. But that's the difference, because I had reached out to see what was the difference between the two guns. And I see we're turning in 105, but we're buying 110. So that's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Actually, the essential equipment with the red dot laser sight is going to be on the next resolution.
Yeah, but those are the difference between the two, and that's what they told me, because I wanted to know about the training and stuff. So in the process of asking about the training, they say they already been using the weapon already. So that was my concern was.
Anyone else? I think this is a great opportunity here to be able to purchase weapons up under, because I know when I was with the sheriff department, I had to buy my own gun. So I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Resolution number 5.
A resolution to authorize the purchase of essential equipment for the 110 Glock 47 weapons from Practical Tactical. Total amount $48,018.30. Mayor Pete?
And this is actually for the red dot sight, the plate that goes on the gun, and also it's an over and under sight to where if the light goes out, you can look underneath and still see your eye beads on the gun and still be able to aim and shoot. This was actually not on state contracts, so they had to put out 3 bids, and this is the lowest bid.
Any questions from anyone in the public on this item?
I said my name one time, I don't guess I have to repeat it or do.
Go ahead, Sal.
Sal Nicolosi, 3607 Highway 190 West, Hammond. No, the reason I was looking at this, the pistols are being bought from the state, and I assume that who the purchasing agent went to some of these other outlets around here just to compare. I don't know, you know.
State contract, usually the lowest price, so they go with state contract on the guns. The holsters, they went and compared.
Yeah, I understand most of the time it is pretty well. But I was just concerned, who is this Practical Tactical company? Is that
That's a supplier that supplies holsters and sights and what have you.
okay, what is that 48,000 going to be spent on? It says, you know, essential equipment. What do we mean by essential equipment?
Red dot sight. Red dot sight. The plate that the sight attaches to the gun, and also there's a gap between the top red dot sight, the laser, and the bottom of the top plate of the gun, so you can see underneath it, see your regular sights.
Is that what Devon was talking about?
And the holster.
Is that what Devon was talking about?
No, he was actually talking about the gun itself.
Okay. Well, I'm just concerned because, I mean, that's $48,000 of taxpayers' money. I'm trying to figure where, you know, where it's being spent. So, I don't know. I guess I just, you know, we're spending, well, let's see. We're spending a pretty good amount of money for these pistols, and y'all trading them in. You got to trade in the old one. Is that correct?
You can, yes, and we've done this in the past often, whenever we do trade them in and get updated weapons.
So they give you a credit on that, or?
$250 a gun.
And what is the purchase of per gun?
$434.
How much?
$434 before the credit.
Okay.
So you get a credit of $250.
So you get about half.
Well, that's
Okay.
what the invoice says.
Yeah, well, I can't see that board, I'm sorry. That's, you know, I'm blind in one eye, but, you know. My main concern, like I said, is that's a lot, you know, between, you know, getting the new guns and the essential equipment, which would consist of them going to the range and firing and getting using targets or whatever, or what, you know, basically. I mean, you don't really say what's the essentials, so I'm just a little bit concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sal.
Anyone else? All right.
Yeah, they got somebody back there.
Oh, Boudreaux?
Yeah.
The
guns.
guns.
The guns.
You want to tell us why we're getting new ones?
Daniel Boudreaux, Lieutenant with Hammond. I don't know what's been said before I got here. I just got here, but it's something we do desperately need. It is a huge improvement overall versus what we have now. I'm old school, so I've used iron sights. I'm very quick with them. I know Kip grew up with them, same thing in the department. There was a 4-year study done by Aaron Cohen of Sage Dynamics that through his study showed a substantial increase in hit accuracy using RDS over iron sights, red dot system, RDS. Most of us will go our entire career, thankfully, without ever having to take a shot at another person, but God forbid that day comes. I'd really like it to only be that person. It's a very high-stress situation. They had a bad name in the past, 20 years ago. Red Dot's, like anything else in technology, has come a long ways. They work. They work in very adverse conditions. The big ones they have is they allow you to focus more on your environment around you. So if I am in that terrible situation and I'm trying to focus on that person, I can also see what's around them and, more importantly, what's behind them. Because sometimes just because you need to take that shot, it's not worth it if you got to risk the public behind you or somebody innocent. As far as I understand, and I'm sure the mayor could speak more on that, when we transition from 40s to these 9s, we don't lose this money. Glock gives us X amount back to buy them back. That goes towards our new purchase price. And then the other, I believe the holsters probably won't work either. Those get surplused and sold to another agency also. So we don't lose it. It goes towards a new purchase program.
So you couldn't modify those guns and add the lasers, or they don't? How does that work with the guns y'all have now?
So the way a red dot system works, I just bought a newer personal one, a FN57. But so these are rounded at the top of the slide. It has to be a flat plate. So the only way to take these is we'd have to take every single gun we have, send it to a millwright. They would have to shave that to a perfect plane, hope that they blew it correctly and it doesn't start rusting from that point. They attach a plate, and then that's what the red dot sits on. It has to be a perfectly flat plane. There is no other way, no other system. Otherwise, we would do the same things. We're getting the same gun. They're just not made for this. And you can't. Cost benefit versus risk is not worth it. I wish we could, because when we were allowed to do them on our own, we had to go buy everything again. Believe me, if we could do it cheaper, cops would have done it cheaper. I'll say this, cops hate change. We're just old, set in our ways, and everybody wants this. They're so accurate that the people that have transitioned on their own and got their own, since we do have a policy on it, when they go and they brag about shooting a perfect score at the range, us older guys, we ask them, with or without a red dot. Because if you shot it with a red dot, you're cheating, it don't count. Because they're that accurate. We literally won't even give them the props they need because, just good-natured ribbing, but you shot it with a red dot, that doesn't count, So they're really that accurate. Like, they just work. That's really all I have, unless you got any other questions.
Oh, that's it. I thank you so much for coming tonight. You really scared me because I ain't recognize you in the uniform. I'm used to you been having on plain clothes.
Well, they promoted me out. They felt the need to give me bars, so I had to come out and start being in control of a bunch of people. We'll see how that works out.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Boudreaux. All right. Well, anyone else from the public? I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Resolution number 6.
A resolution to approve the mayor to enter into a contract with the Daily Star as the official journal for the city of Hammond, Louisiana, from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. Mayor?
This is required by state law, and we do this every year, and you have to use a local newspaper, so this is just...
Anyone from the public on this resolution?
I guess, we only have one local newspaper in this city? No competition, huh?
Well, there's no increase, but actually curious when it's going to go to a social media type site that you can go to, but as of now, it's...
Yeah. Be nice to have some competition, get some more service, but gotta deal with what you gotta deal with, I guess.
Anyone else? Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Resolution number 7.
A resolution to accept the annual municipal water pollution prevention report as required by the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality and the city's discharge permit for the South Wastewater Treatment Plant. Nathan Levy?
Good evening.
Levy, 14938 Jefferson Highway, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Currently, I serve as a contract lab manager for the plant, wastewater plant. My job is to make sure that the plant stays in compliance by working with the staff and the regulatory agency, responding to any issues or challenges that the lab staff may have, and helping them out in that direction. Making sure all the reports that are done that have to be done annually, some have to go to DEQ, some do not. The one I'm presenting tonight does not. It's an internal report, but however, when a DEQ officer is here to inspect, he has the right to ask for it. So we have to keep it on file. It is a municipal water pollution prevention report, and it's more like a scorecard. But the good news is, and I said this last time I was here, it's like golf. The lower the value, the better you are. And in this particular year, we had a very, very good and low value. But what does it cover? It covers things like the what kind of incoming we have into the wastewater plant, but more importantly, what kind of outgoing we have. How does it match up to what our permit regulations are? So the better we do, the lower the points. And so we've had a very good year. This particular report covers the calendar year, and that's an important distinction because it's the second year in a row it's been calendar, but before that it had been on a July to August schedule. So it's much more meaningful now that it's on an annual calendar basis. All right, so what else does it cover? It covers things like training. Do we do the proper training of our people? Because there are some regulations for that we have to keep our people on the staff trained. It also covers what have we done in the past and what do we plan to do in the future. And so it's a very detailed report. You may have gotten a copy. It's a multiple-page report. So how did we do compared to years past? Well, the first number that I'm going to tell you is 560. That's the maximum number of points that a person could get. Well, we only got 50 this past year. So that's very, very, very good. So what did we do last year? We got 170 last year. The year before that, 172, and then the year before that, 128. Why did we score so well? The biggest reason is the plant is operating very, very well. We've invested a lot of money in it, as you all know, with the fourth pond, and that gave us a big credit because of that investment. And then because the plant is operating so well, we had low points for that. And so that's how we got there. So the plant and the staff is doing a very good job at maintaining the permits and keeping the plant operating properly. Does anybody have any questions?
Anyone have any questions? Anyone from the public? Anyone from the council?
Yes, sir. The staff down there at the waste management, how often do they go to class? Once a year, twice a year?
They have to maintain a certain number of hours every year, and they do go to schools, and sometimes they're just one-day schools, sometimes they're several-day schools, and I believe it might be 8 to 16 hours a year, depending on where they are in their training. There's 4 levels. There's a level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I think the lower levels have to take more training, as imagined, than the higher levels.
Okay. How many staff you have down there? How many of them work down there?
Currently, there are 3 or 4, but I think we have a position open that we're trying to fill.
Okay. Because my concern is so much going on now in the world, and if 2 of them take sick, how can we maintain this?
Well, there's that was a tough question about a few months ago when there was only 2, and we had that discussion, and they were very sacrificial. They have come in sick. They have worked for each other when one can't get out of bed, and even though it was one other guy's day off, he would come in. So they're very committed set. The 2 people there, they've been a long time, Vernon Banks and Wanda Brumfield, and they're very, very committed to the process and sacrifice to make that happen. But the question is very, very valid. Even with 3 or 4, what happens when 2 can't get out of bed in the morning? And that's a hard question to answer. And sometimes they'll call me, and I'll drive over from Baton Rouge to support. And so that's, right now, that's our plan B.
All right. Thank you so much. And the reason I'm asking this because this is in my district, and I'm very concerned when something take place during a storm or anything, you know, what are the means? Because I know during Ida, you know, they just happened to stay at the plant at the time, and I thought that was a great idea, them being able to stay at the plant, you know, when the storm Ida came, because if they wouldn't have been there, it would have actually been an overflow, you know. So thank you so much for the training and everything that you do.
I think that shows how committed they are to the process.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Anyone else? Thank you. Pleasure of the council.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Excuse me, Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Councilman DiViterio.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Councilman Andrews.
Aye. Resolution number 8.
A resolution to approve a request by Michael Davis to review a major subdivision in accordance with the preliminary plat by Land Source, Inc., dated March 18, 2024, concerning Tract I-A of Town and Country Plaza, sub-2024-04-00234. The Commission recommended approval with the following conditions: a zoning map amendment approval concerning parcel 178-5907, track 1, 2-A, 2-B, 3, from split zoning to uniform zoning, B, and B, structures straddling the new lot lines will be relocated to a legally conforming receiving lot or demolished or prior to final plot approval. Mayor Pete?
As Lisa said, this is Town and Country. I believe we have a representative here from Land Source.
Michael Davis, 39229 Joyner Lane, Ponchatoula. This is basically Town and Country Plaza qualifies as a major subdivision whenever we try to resub it. And basically all we're doing is carving out a track for Fiery Crab and a track for Starbucks. They intend to purchase those 2 lots. And basically there's no new infrastructure being created. Their businesses are staying put. They just wanted to create their own lots out of the existing. It's a big lot. It covers all of Town and Country Plaza.
I guess the only thing I saw really that was brought up to my attention, I was looking at a little bit, was the parking situation. Like, I know that's a huge parking lot and there's plenty of parking there, but that lot right there with Starbucks, you know, if it ever changed use or whatnot, or I mean, really technically, it doesn't have enough parking spots on that lot right there that for the code that has how many parking spots it needs. It really doesn't. It really needs more room for if that was a brand new development there and they were putting a store there, they would need more room for that parking lot right there. And so I know they got the parking next door they can use, but if for some reason they'd have an issue, this center using their spot, or if they were overflowing or whatnot, is there any kind of agreement or anything in place on that?
Just as a clarification, I guess it did get changed, but the planning committee's recommendation for number 9, actually for our track, which is basically an executed out parcel declaration to be filed, and it basically covers joint parking and access and all that good stuff.
Okay, so there's another little side.
Yeah, so what happened was when the agenda first came out, when it was sent to Lisa, it was flipped. And the conditions on 9 applied to 8, and the conditions on 8 applied to 9.
Okay.
So what Lisa read that was on the agenda are actually going to apply to the next application. And so for this one, the condition is going to be that there's a declaration. So what happened is when these 2 out parcels are going to be created, there's a cross-access agreement for parking and for utilities. so that these out parcels will have the rights to parking in the entire subdivision. just like
On
they have
next
now.
door to it, on
Yes,
the
the entire
center's lot.
subdivision.
Okay, yeah, exactly, yeah, okay.
And utilities, which gives them the access from the public utilities to these out parcels. It's
Okay.
cross-access agreements. And that, I think was in the packet. I've looked at it, it's all correct. And what the planning and zoning required is that that out parcel agreement be recorded of public record
Okay.
when this is approved. So
That makes
that's what
sense.
Mike was alluding to earlier.
I made the work session, but I didn't make the public, the public one, so that was what I was gonna bring up, yeah.
They have a declaration
Okay.
prepared. I sent the draft.
Okay.
They just, the commission just wanted it to be signed and recorded before they approve the plat.
Thank you.
Anyone else have, excuse me, have any questions on this item? Anyone from the council?
Should we make the motion with the correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve with the condition recommended by the commission of executed out parcel declaration to be filed and recorded with the approved survey.
Second.
Excuse me, Councilman Andrews,
Aye.
Councilman Divatario,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilman Wells,
Aye.
Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Resolution number 9.
No. Read it what's on the agenda, and then we'll clean that up. Since it's on the agenda, read it like what's on the agenda, and then we'll clean that up.
A resolution to approve a request by Silverback Holdings LLC to review a major subdivision in accordance with the preliminary plat by Max Bowden, Inc., dated December 13, 2023, concerning 515, 513, 511, and 411 Hewitt Road, sub 2024-03-00231. The commission recommended approval with the following condition: an A, executed parcel declaration to be filed and recorded with the approved survey. Mayor.
This property is on Hewitt Road, and Max is here to talk about it.
Again, the recommendation from the planning committee was flip-flopped. Our recommendation was approval based on consolidation of the existing zoning and removal of the structures on the plat that are marked to be removed that are, on top of the new property lines. We have 4 existing lots at the corner of Hewitt and Barley. We are basically just rearranging them. We're still going to have four lots, and we would like approval, please.
So for this one, again, it was flipped, and it's the ones that Lisa recommended or stated earlier. And basically, for these lots, part of the lots are in one zoning classification, the other part of the lots are in a different zoning classification. Planning and zoning wanted to be sure the zoning was uniform on the whole parcels, and that's condition number 1, that they be to a uniform zoning. And then number 2, in the map, there's some actually structures that straddle the property lines, and they require that those be removed or demolished, subject to final approval. So those would be the 2 conditions, that they're uniform zoning, and then the any structures that straddle the lot lines be removed, and that's in the report.
Anyone else have any questions on this item? Anyone from the public? Get your name and address before you vote.
Max Bodan, 44052 West Pleasant Ridge Road, Hammond.
Thank you. Pleasure of the council. I make a motion to approve.
You want to say with the
Oh, I'm
amendments?
sorry. Did you get it?
Yeah, I'll do it. I make a motion to approve with the conditions set forth by the planning and zoning, which is a zoning map amendment and approval as listed on the agenda under item 8, and then B, structure straddling the lot line will be demolished.
Second.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilman Divatario,
Aye.
Councilman Andrews,
Aye.
Councilman Wells,
Aye.
Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Resolution number 10.
A resolution to approve Tommy's on Thomas, located at 216 West Thomas Street, Hammond, Louisiana, 70401, to obtain an alcohol permit for a restaurant. The owner is Tommy's Pizza, 24 LLC. Mayor Pete.
We have our new owners of Tommy's on Thomas, Scott with Salad Station and Michael with Buddies. If y'all come up. Looking forward to you. Have some good food there as well, my friend.
Any questions?
Name and address, please.
Scott Henderson, 19094 Country Club Lane, Hammond.
Michael Layuza, 19251 Lanier Creek Road, Laranja.
Are you changing the sauce?
That's gonna be my question.
No changes.
That's gonna be my question. All right. Anyone from the public on this item? Pleasure of the council. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Andrews.
Aye.
Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Councilman DiViterio.
Aye.
Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Aye. Sorry, I think I wasn't listening. I answered when you didn't call my name. Apologize.
Resolution number 11.
A resolution to ratify and reject bids received 5924 for Hyde Lift Station and Force Main improvements, FY 2024, project number 616-12402. Mayor.
This project went over $1 million over budget, so they're going to regroup and try to figure out what we're going to do with this one.
Okay. Anyone from the public on this item?
I saw they had like 4. They only had one person to bid on it.
Yes, sir.
Y'all couldn't get any more to put anything in on there, huh? Nothing.
Chuck, apparently there were 4 that came to the pre-bid meeting and 1 put in a bid.
Anyone else? All right. Make a motion to reject.
Second.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilman DiViterio. Councilman Andrews.
Aye.
Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Look
Resolution.
on the next page, it's actually 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the one low bid was still $1 million over.
Okay. Resolution number 13.
Number 12.
Yeah, 12. I'm sorry.
A resolution to review and reject the bid received on April 2nd, 2024 for the Hammond welcome sign, project 12327, due to being over budget. Mayor?
Another one that was over budget, 30,000, and they're going to go back and go out for rebid again.
Anyone from the excuse me, anyone from the public on this particular resolution?
Roy G. Fresh is the architect for this project, and we actually looked at state bid law, and because the proposed project is under $250,000, instead of going out to bid, we're actually going to do the 3 quotes. We verified that with the legislative auditor, so rejecting of this bid allows us to, because we're putting in $50,000, the downtown development district is putting in $50,000 for this project, so it will not go out to bid, just to clarify.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Any other questions from anyone on the council? I make a motion to reject.
Second.
Councilman Leon.
Aye.
Councilman Wells.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilman DiViterio.
Aye.
Councilman Andrews.
Aye. Resolution number 13.
A resolution ratifying proposals and awarding the contract for playground equipment for Jackson Park and Mooney Avenue Park, RFP 24-24, to Planet Recess, Inc., in the amount of $103,254. Mayor?
This is to replace the damaged playground structure in Jackson Park after the fire, and also add swings for older kids, teens, and Mooney Park Avenue as well.
Anyone from the public on this item? Any questions or concerns from anyone on the council? Pleasure of the council.
Yeah, I got a concern.
Go ahead.
I had met with Charles and we had talked about it. Here we're looking at 40, 43, 44. 44,700, no, 45. $45,000 for Mooney Park. We're talking about a swing set and a surface for the swing set. They took out an old swing set and I asked them, biggest day, please do not damage the old swing set. They took out the bleachers out of Mooney Park. I asked them, please do not damage the benches. We can put this back in Mooney Park. And I'm saying that to say, now we're looking at spending $40,000 when I told them I will paint the swings myself. I don't need nobody to paint the swings. And I'm saying this to say this here. These are things that be taking place, and I try to very much be a part of what's going on in District 3. And now we're looking at $40,000, $45,000 that we about to spend that I don't think is necessary to spend on Mooney Park. And of course, everybody know me, I love Mooney Park, and I would do everything I can for Mooney Park to make it a better park. Be honest with you, to make it the best park in Hammond. And I'm saying that to say this here. We can't even sit down and communicate to get it together. I called Desiree today and I asked her about the old benches that they had in the park. Out of 5 benches, only one of them damaged. The rest of them need to be repainted. And I'm saying we can't keep wasting money like this. And if I could say this about Mooney Park, I could say this about any project come before me. It's just not right. We're going to have to do a better job. It's taxpayers' money. Even if it's grant money, we still need to do a better job on making these decisions.
That's a good point. I wanted to ask, how's the cameras and everything coming along with Jackson Park? Because we had that fire issue with that set, so I would hopefully we got the cameras and lights kind of working a little bit back there before we put a new set in there. Because that's kind of what I focused on when we started spending money out there, wanting to make sure they had some cameras and lights kind of, you know, out there for safety for the equipment and everything else. So is that, I know we ran the fiber, where are we at with cameras out there and lighting or anything?
We can check with Brian tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll give you a call.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else on this item? Pleasure of the council.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Abstain.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Wells, question, you said that it was 5 benches and 1 was damaged?
One was damaged.
So they could actually bring the other ones back?
And they brought the old swings, which was six swings, 3 bays. I asked him to bring 2 of the bays back, leave the 3rd one off. But he tell me about the surface, which if the surface costing that much, it's really not, you really shouldn't spend that kind of money on the surface. And so, and I know, I love to be safety for all the kids. And we talking about, these not little kids. So we talking about from 12 to 17. And if they don't know how to get off a swing from 12 to 17, we really got a problem. So that's what I'm talking about. And then I asked about, let's put up a handicap swing for an adult, you know, because what we got in our area, we got at least 20 kids. And I'm saying kids, but we got at least 20 people that's in wheelchair. And I asked for this here for a reason. And I think I'm the first councilman ever asked for this here. And we put one in Cape Park, and we got one in Mooney Park because every kid can't walk on a swing. Every kid have to be picked up, tote, or whatever, but we do have kids that's in wheelchairs that actually need to be able to roll up to getting on the swing. And I asked Charles, and we talked about this here, these are things that I go through and nobody know about, but I can't keep asking for something. And I think I'm the only one up here have to ask at least 10 times before I actually get something. I don't have that much time to spend on keep asking for the same thing over and over again. My wife sat there within 1 minute, showed Charles some swings that for handicapped kids. And I think it cost $700. But the first thing he say, and that's why, you know, when somebody tell me something, no, I don't believe them. Because you want to tell me something and think it's going to stop there. But I tell everybody, anything I do, you can rest assured when you tell me something, some research going to be done behind it. Am I right, Miss Stella? Am I right, Mr. Damien? And I've sat there and said that because they'll tell you, when we sit down and talk, I was able to tell him stories, he's able to tell me stories. I'm not just up here wasting my time, and I ain't going to tell, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm getting tired of this same old bull crap. We're wasting too much of taxpayers' money, and the public don't know nothing about it. It don't make sense. So, and here it is for my part, for me to vote against something, for my part, come on, you know it ain't right. That's why I can't accept this, because I sit there and said, biggest day, when we take the old stuff out, please do not damage it. We can actually use it again. That's all I ask for.
They're using it in other locations, I'm sure, but as far as your handicapped, Charles and I talked about that last week. That's coming. I told him to make sure that he gets that.
Okay. You and Charles talked about that, what, last week? Friday. Okay, that's good. See, I don't even know nothing about it. And so, but it's sad. You sitting here taking the stuff out of Mooney Park, putting it in another park, but yet we started cutting into a Mooney Park budget. That's what I'm looking at. The whole idea, I'm trying to save every dollar I can for Mooney Park. I'm not trying, just because we got money in Mooney Park, I'm not trying to use it like that. So to me, it's a waste of money. So the benches, they going into another park too?
No, I'm saying, well, after they took them out, I'm sure they used them in a lot of the locations. You want them back, that's no issue to
Please.
put it back.
And if you go behind Z. Mary Park, behind that little green building, if you go out there to 190, you'll see the equipment. Yeah, so ain't nobody using it. It's behind it's 190 and behind Z. Mary Park, that little green building, when you cross the bridge going over to the rec center, that's where the stuff at.
Resolution number 14.
Resolution supporting the submission of a $10,000 application to the Louisiana Development Ready Community Grant Program for improvements to Morrison Alley. There is no match requirement. Mayor?
This is a grant, as Lisa said, that is for the use in Morrison Alley. This will be for improvements such as lighting, parking, striping, fencing, screening around the garbage can, etc.
Anyone from the public have any questions on this item? Step to the microphone, name and address.
Stella Rimble Matthews, 403 2nd Avenue, Hammond, Louisiana. And I just have a question. Where is Morrison Alley?
That's the old detective office right behind Yellowbird.
Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, thank you.
Anyone else? Council, any questions? Pleasure of the council?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Resolution number 15.
A resolution supporting the submission of an $8,000 application to the Keep Louisiana Beautiful Beautification Grant Program for improvements to Morrison Alley, and 2, supporting a 15% in-kind match in volunteer hours. Mayor?
Once again, grant, as Lisa said, no cash match, and this will be used for plantings and landscaping to improve the alley.
Anyone have any questions on this resolution?
Mayor, what, are we taking that building down? I thought we budgeted for that, and didn't we?
50,000, but we had to get it tested for asbestos.
Oh, okay.
So that's where we are right now.
It's still kind of in the waiting?
We should be close to getting the results.
All right. Pleasure of the council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Resolution number 16.
A resolution to authorize a waiver of the open container law for alcohol during the Hammond Downtown Development District Hammond Main Street 40th Anniversary Celebration held on Thursday, May 23rd from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. The event is located at 106 Northwest Railroad Avenue in Railroad Park and the 100 block of Northwest Railroad Avenue. Michelle?
Hi, everyone. This is probably I don't know how many times we've talked to you about this event, but it's happening next Thursday, and we will be doing a toast to downtown. And we are not going to have alcoholic beverages for the toast, but we are going to do an open container waiver for those who would like to enjoy alcohol from our local businesses. They can stop in and get that. So that's why specifically we're presenting that waiver for today, and also to remind everyone that it is happening next Thursday, to invite your friends and your family out to come and join us. We did have to move the date from Wednesday 22nd to the 23rd due to an oversight with North Shore Tech's graduation. However, we plan for it to go off without a hitch, and we'll be dedicating the Railroad Park history exhibits. We'll have interactive activities. We're inviting businesses and our community partners to come out, so if that's of interest to anyone listening or here, please let me know. I do have some flyers available for those who are interested in more information.
Anyone from the public have any questions on this resolution? Anyone from the council? I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Resolution number 17.
A resolution authorizing the Hammond Downtown Development District and its approved merchants to serve, sell, or otherwise handle alcohol, as well as granting a waiver of the open container law during the Hot August Stroll held on Saturday, August 24th, 2024, from 8 to 9 p.m. The event boundaries are East and West Robert Street, North and South Cherry Street, East and West Coleman Street, and North and South Magnolia Street. Michelle Kendall?
So as Melissa presented earlier, we are partnering with the Hammond Regional Arts Center for the wine and cheese stroll portion. However, we do also get a special event permit so that we're able to cover some of our folks that are selling beer. And also there is a correction. It should say 8 a.m. versus just 8. So I'm not quite sure procedure that we need to correct for that. But this will cover us for the event, and we are excited to continue to have it on a Saturday. And we've already put the Facebook event out there and are looking forward to sharing details in June.
Have you announced a band yet?
We haven't. We are working with people who are very close to our local, some of our local musicians has a really good idea about what we're moving in the direction of. We know that last year a brass band was maybe a little bit too adventurous for Hammond for a 3-hour set, so we plan on making it fun, lively, and maybe a little bit more palatable for what people are expecting.
I thought that was nice. We had a good time.
We love the brass band, but we're going to do a mix of original and cover music, so it'll be fun for the whole family.
Excuse me.
Michelle, what's the time you're requesting?
It's 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Anyone else from the council have any questions on this item? I make a motion that we approve this with the time correction being made from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Second.
Councilman Andrews?
Aye.
Councilman Divatario?
Aye.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilman Wells?
Aye.
Councilman Leon?
Aye.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Reports, Mayor.
We had 350 pounds of catfish put into Zameri Pond, so please get out with your family and friends and go fish. We had a successful rodeo. I saw you and your family out there enjoying that with family and friends, so that was a successful event. And please get out there with Michelle, with your family and friends, and enjoy the DDD Main Street program.
Yeah, the rodeo was fun. Had a good little turnout. A lot of people out there. I just have a few items. One is just having some lighting issue over there in Lakewood. I put in a ticket a while back, just checking on it. It's still out. There's a few locations on Susan and Jody, and then on Kirby and Shaladin. So I sent them in a while back to Dory and BJ and everybody. So just wanted to follow up on that, some lighting. And then any more progress with that show van into Old Baton Rouge Highway with possibly getting a light or something like that over there, Pete, with the dark area? Did any more come of that?
I've talked to BJ, and he's supposed to come out there with us. He had mentioned how far the servitude was off of the road.
Okay.
Toward the Ferris property.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't sure what that would do. So
what about the other side, maybe?
The other side.
Yeah.
And see what he can do by the house there.
Okay. And then see what I was going to ask you about that lighting. What about those arms on Church Street? They ever came in? That was about a year and a half ago. Are they still in back order? The arms on Church Street, how the lighting are all set off the road at Dark Road Church, going over there by Coburn's, the plumbing supply.
Talking about longer arms?
Yeah, remember the long arms that were probably about a year and a half ago or so, because they're all, the roads, the servitude's way back. They were going to get the arms ordered and everything else, and so it was a back order. But I'd imagine it's been a year now. They got to be coming close to coming in.
Well, I talked to him about that when we talked about the Chauvin Road, and he said they were still having issues with that. So we'll chat with him again.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You brought your grandson to Mooney Park and you stayed out there 20 minutes. Thank you so much.
He did not want to leave.
Yes, I saw that, and I saw you.
Circular slide, he wouldn't get off of it.
Yes, I saw that, and I appreciate that, and that's what I say about a safe park. A safe park, anybody can come to a safe park and bring their grandkids and their kids out, and you don't have to worry about nothing taking place. I appreciate you taking time bringing your grandson out there. I got a lot of phone calls, and we saw you on the camera and everything, and your grandson, so I wanted to make sure.
It was on the way home from his little school, so he liked that. We have to do it again.
Yes, and I appreciate that. On Carolina Street, give me an update on changing the name to Willie Grant.
My understanding is that it's going through the process of letting the folks that live on that street know. And other than that, I don't see a problem with it, but apparently it's moved, the process has been moved along, because I was just told that today, because I asked about it as well.
All right, thank you.
We were talking about the other signs being changed.
Okay, on Louisa West, less than a month ago, a garbage truck broke a brand new sidewalk on Louisa West Street. I talked to Ms. Dory about it, because I said this here to say, the city of Hammond shouldn't have to pay for something that the garbage truck tore up. It's a brand new sidewalk.
What did he do? Did he turn around or something?
No, they had a vehicle on the north side of the street, and the garbage truck went on the south side of the street, but the garbage truck was too heavy to be on the sidewalk. So that's something that the garbage company should be responsible for.
What's the closest street to that spot?
Louisa West, 2nd Avenue, run right into Louisa West.
Okay.
And I would like to see the street sweeper clean on Garrett Street, Smith Square, and Carbon Road. Because we do have a street sweeper now, huh?
We do. Robert Williams was operating it with Kent for 3 days. And yes, we do.
Okay, then.
Garrett, what and what?
Garrett, Smith Square, and Coleman Street. And 3 weeks ago, when we was at the council meeting, Ms. Vinado had spoke about the shooting that we had on Live Oak. When we left the council meeting that night, they actually had a shooting again. So I'm gonna ask again, and I hope I see it when I see the budget, that I really would like cameras on Live Oak Street. Live Oak been a problem in District 3 for going on 20 years. From the drugs to everything take place. And so even in Covington, and I said it again, on 30th, 31, 32, 33 Street in Covington, Louisiana, I know what I'm talking about. When they put cameras on those streets, now they done picked up gang members and everything and drugs. So 30th Street, the people stay in that community. They so glad that the cameras on their street because you got older members, older people in that community. Now they can actually sit on their porch and don't have to worry about being shot at or nothing else. And that's why I don't just bring this stuff up. I talk about stuff that I know about. And so I appreciate if we can do something about that, and hopefully that I will see it in the budget that we can have cameras on Live Oak Street and letting them know that it is being monitored through the police department. Thank you. That's it for me.
Excuse me, I just have one question. With it summer approaching and with the park, will we have, will they set aside to have details in the park on Saturdays and Sundays? Okay. All right. Well, gotta get a motion to adjourn. Yes, ma'am.
My name again, Stella Rimble Matthews, 403 2nd Avenue, Hammond, Louisiana. I want to revert back to the resolution. I don't recall hearing the council vote on that. The resolution 1, authorizing the mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with Hammond Tangipahoa Mortgage Authority for the construction of a proposed downtown pavilion. Did I miss?
Yeah, there was a motion by Councilman Leon, second by Councilman Andrews. It passed 5-0.
It did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the other thing, we have our architect here. Would he be allowed just to show a rendering, a quick rendering of the pavilion before we adjourn?
I already saw it. Mr. Stan Damer, he brought it to me, and I went over it.
One.
Yeah. Okay.
Tom has a big one.
You can show it. Come on. Should have hopped up when it said anybody else.
Looks good, Tom.
excited about it, and it's going to blend in real well with the urban park. Same materials and everything, so it'll really be like a gateway for
Great.
Looks good, Tom.
Great job. Motion to adjourn? Meeting adjourned.